If you guys like today's video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. My goal is to reach 100 subscribers, and I really appreciate if you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And also, I will leave the links to all my social medias in the description. Feel free to follow me on there. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. So, New Orleans, Zion, I believe this is going to be a very tough season for the Pelicans. And what I mean by that is there's been some quotes, or not quotes, but just rumors throughout the season that Zion is unhappy. And if I had to make a assumption, I would assume he is unhappy because the team is not really that good. Zion is an all-star. He is going to be a great player. He should still be getting better. There was some weight issues, and there is still kind of some weight issues. But besides that stuff, Zion is very good, obviously. And I thought the Pelicans should have been better last year. But, of course, the Western Conference is just not that easy to say, to put at the very least. But with this team, I'm just thinking about the Anthony Davis situation where they were pretty much average. They made the playoffs, of course, which this team has not really done yet at all. And AD got unhappy. And I'm not going to blame the Pelicans for the situation because this team is just not on the level of other teams in the Western Conference, to put it. But Zion probably wants to win. And if I have to think about what are the chances he stays here for a while, those chances are not very good, to be honest. And I don't know. I really just don't know because Zion is doing his point with the 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists basically. I'm going to round up for him. But it's just not working out. And he was an all-star last year. I am expecting him to make the all-star team this year. And I'm expecting him to get better as long as the weight doesn't really affect him, because it does seem like he's getting bigger every season, but then once the season starts, it kind of seems like back to normal. But again, I don't know. But there was a famous picture going around where people were making memes about him leaving the podium, and hopefully he can just stay in shape. Hopefully he can just be the great player he is. But I really just don't know what are the chances of him leaving. And Zion might ask for a trade, or he could just leave in free agency. If this team just underperforms very badly and he just is frustrated all season, and it could turn into an Anthony Davis situation when he was on the Pelicans. And I would not be surprised at all, because the way the player movement around this team or around this league is just very unsurprising. And what I mean by that is, of course, like with the Ben Simmons situation, they just have control over with anything they want to do. If they want to leave, they could just sign a contract, basically like Ben Simmons is doing. He just signed a contract last season, and he wants out. He still has 4 years left on his deal, and he wants out. Basically, players nowadays can just control all their moves, basically. And technically, it's still up to the team what to actually do with that player. Honestly, they don't have to do anything if they don't want to. But if you have a player on your team and they say, hey, I'm going to sit out until you trade me, because they can do that, but then they might not be paid for that. And eventually, the league can actually fine them for actually not playing that player. You just can't lose Zion for nothing. And so if Zion just wanted to request a trade from the Pelicans, you kind of have to trade him, especially if you don't trade that player, you're going to lose them for nothing. And if you make a trade, at least you can say, hey, at least we got some picks or a young player or a few young players for Zion. Because if Zion just leaves this team for nothing, this team is going to be in no man's land for a while. You can kind of compare it to the Pistons. I know they have a bright future now with Cade, Sadiq, and a few other players, but I don't know. I really just don't know. And I do like the moves this team has actually made throughout the season. They traded for Jonas Valanciunas, who I do believe is a very underrated player. I loved him on that Memphis team. He was the perfect player for that team, which they eventually moved him. But still, I do like him as a player. He's very underrated. Probably one of the more underrated centers in the actual league. They got Devontae Graham, which hopefully he has a bounce back season, because last season was not the best. He had efficiency issues. He just got undervalued because basically the Hornets had Lonzo and Terry Rozier, who's just better players than him. So hopefully on this new team with Lonzo gone and just the team looking in a, well, really they don't have any direction actually, but hopefully he can just get that playing time and that efficiency up, because he's a great point guard for this team especially. But last season was just not the best for him. But if I'm a New Orleans Pelicans fan, I'm scared. I'm really scared, especially what you guys dealt with for the past few seasons with losing AD, and just even when you had him, you guys were not winning, to say at the very least, or in the playoffs, making it very far. But if I'm a Pelicans fan, I'm just hoping for the best and hopeful that Zion decides to stick it out, because especially with the situation with Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, as we all know, Giannis, or it was rumored that he could have left. There wasn't really anything from him that was saying he was going to leave, but with Giannis, he stayed it out in Milwaukee, and he just waited and stayed loyal, and eventually paid off because they won a championship last season. But it's not that easy nowadays, because a lot of players just know that they have the advantage, and not like they can go anywhere they want to, but if they want to leave, most likely they're going to be traded, because the team does not want to lose that player for anything, especially if you're a great player like Zion Williamson. But I just want to see what eventually is going to happen with this team. And you guys might disagree with me. Just let me know down in the comments. If you do, you guys might have a whole different opinion, and that's totally fine. Just let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about that. But if you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.